going to continue the lesson. Now these days, what did we learn? We learned the different types of energy or different forms of energy, isn't it? And where this energy is produced and what type of energy is produced, what type of energy is used in certain appliances, all these we went through. Now, today we are going to continue the lesson with heat energy. So, we all know that heat energy is produced in certain situations, isn't it? Where all is heat energy produced? From the heat of the sun, heat energy is produced. Then from the heat of the bulb, heat energy is produced. As well as when we burn different types of fuel also, heat energy is produced. Now, using this heat energy, can we bring about changes in other substances? That is what we are going to learn today. So, we are going to do two types of experiments with which we can understand whether using heat energy we can bring about certain changes in substances. So, now we are going to do this experiment. To do this experiment, as you have seen in your textbook, page number 23, I have a little bit of ice with me. So, we know ice is a form of water, isn't it? Water exists in three forms. Matter or any matter can exist in three forms, that is solids, liquids and gases. So, ice is what we know, you have studied in the earlier classes. Ice is the solid form of water. So, now this ice I am going to put in a plate here because I don't have a beaker and tripod stand. I am going to use my gas stove. So, what is in the gas? What fuel is in the gas? We know, isn't it? LPG is the fuel which is filled in the gas cylinder. So, what energy does that contain? Chemical energy. That chemical energy, when we light the gas stove, what happens? Fire comes and that is converted into heat energy. Now, I am giving heat energy to this ice cubes. So, now observe what is happening to the ice cube here. Yes, we can see, isn't it? The ice cube is melting. When the ice cubes melt with the help of heat energy, what does it change into? It changes into the liquid form, that is water, isn't it? The ice cube is changing into water, that is the liquid form. Okay, now we can see that the ice cube has changed into water. So, why did the ice cube change into water? Because heat energy was given to the ice cube and the ice cube has been, the solid form has been converted into, changed into the liquid form, isn't it? So, now here you can see that ice has changed into water. Why? Because it has absorbed heat energy. So, on absorbing heat energy, the solid ice has turned into a liquid water. Now, we are going to heat it little more. So, we will see what happens now. We are going to heat it little more. So, just observe what is happening here. What happens to the water? See here, you can see something, isn't it? When the water is boiling there, you can see something coming out. What is it called as? Yes, it is called as steam. So, when further heating water, what is happening here? The water is changing into steam, or else it can be called as water vapor, isn't it? Yes. So when ice absorbs heat, it changes into the liquid form, that is water. When liquid absorbs heat energy, it changes into the gaseous form, that is steam or water vapor. Now, can we convert this back into from where it came? Yes, for that I am going to do another small thing here. I am going to cover this plate or keep another cold plate on top of this. Now, we will see what happens here. This is a cold plate. So, here we can see droplets of water, isn't it? Can you see droplets of water? If it cools for some time, what will happen? Little more time I will hold so that we can. So here we can see droplets of water on the plate. So if it cools for little more time, what can we see here? The water will flow and come, isn't it? So when the water vapor or the steam has touched a cold plate, what has happened to the steam here? It has again changed into water. Why is it so? Because the steam has released heat energy. First the steam absorbed heat energy and it changed in from solid to liquid, liquid to gas. Now what has happened? The steam has released heat energy and that has changed into water droplets, isn't it? Now if we collect this water, and can we change into ice again? Can we change that water into ice again? Yes. How can we change into ice again? We put it in a ice tray and then if we keep it inside the refrigerator, it will change into ice again, isn't it? So, what changes has happened when a substance releases or absorbs heat energy? We will go through once again. We took ice. Ice is a solid form of water. When it absorbed heat energy, it changed into water. Again, when water absorbed heat energy, it changed into steam. Then, when steam released heat energy, or when we kept a cold plate, it has touched a cold surface. So, it releases the heat energy. It is giving out heat energy. When it gives out heat energy, the steam turns into water again. And that water again, when we keep in a very cold place, that is a refrigerator, again it releases the heat energy which is already there in the water. So that heat energy, more heat energy is released, it changes into its solid form. Did you understand this? So heat energy can bring about changes in substances. That is what we have learned today. You have a flow chart given in your textbook. That flow chart we have to complete. You can see here. One more experiment I will show you here. That is, the master has already shown you in the TV. That is, I have taken a little bit of wax here. Wax also, the same thing happens for wax. Now here children, I have some pieces of wax here, old pieces of wax. This wax I am going to melt it with the help of heat energy again. So, using heat energy, this also you can do at home. But please take the help of your parents when you are doing. Please don't put on the gas and things without anybody's company. So, I am going to heat this wax here. You can give color to the wax also. Master has shown you how can we give color to the wax. By putting a piece of wax crayon into this, you can give color to wax. So we can see here that on giving heat energy, the wax melts, isn't it? So here also, when heat energy is given to solid wax, it melts and it forms a liquid here. Now this liquid wax, we can change it into any other shape. So here I have taken a paper cup here. Now I am going to pour this into the paper cup. And then for it to burn, we can take a thread like this and put it into that. So when it cools, it will get stuck there so that we can use it. Now what will happen? So here when heat energy was given to wax, when wax absorbed heat energy, it changed into a liquid. Now I have poured into a paper glass here. When it cools or releases heat energy, what will happen to wax? We will wait for some time and see. Now this has cooled. So here you can see when the wax which was poured into the cup releases heat energy, it is turned into its solid state once again. So once again we can see that change of state of matter happens when heat energy is absorbed. The solid state changes into the liquid. Again, when heat energy is absorbed by the substance, this liquid changes into its gaseous state, and when it releases heat energy, the gaseous form changes into the liquid form, and the liquid form turns into the solid form. Is it very clear? Yes. In the same way, many other things can be brought into the market using this property of heat energy. What are the things? We use different types of vessels at home. We use plastic buckets at home, isn't it? All these things are made with the help of this property which we learned. What is the property which we learned? When substances absorb heat energy, it can change the state of matter, and when it releases heat energy also, it can change the state of matter. Thank you, children. Please write down this experiment in your notebook.